Hey everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I will be taking a look at this PITAKA MagCase for the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Now, I've been actually wanting to review one of these PITAKA cases for a while. They always look like very good cases. I've seen them reviewed on other channels and all over the place. And I was super stoked when PITAKA reached out to me, asked me if I wanted to take a look at one of their cases for the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. As you know, the Note 10 Plus just came out not too long ago. I did an unboxing on this channel. I've done a couple other case reviews, just various other cases, and I was super excited to take a look at this one. And it's basically kind of some sort of carbon fiber, what it looks like to me. So they're calling it aramid fiber. I'll have to do a little research to understand what's the difference between that and carbon fiber, but it looks like carbon fiber if you look at the actual picture. What's nice about this, it's super light, so it's 17 grams, very thin as well. It's a 0.85 millimeters thin, the case itself, and it's wireless charging friendly. So, which is interesting because it's also a mag case, right? So if you have a magnetic mount in your car, this will work with that. They also sell magnetic mounts and accessories for mounting it in your car. I don't have one from PITAKA, but I have used them in the past in my cars. But I'll test that out later just to kind of double check and make sure that it works. But, you know, we'll see what that means. And I think it's mostly about the placement of the steel plates in the case so that it will support being held by a mag mount or a magnetic mount, but it also does not interrupt the wireless charging capability of the case, just in the way that they put this together. So yeah, so basically if we take a look at this, you know, this is the case is made from military grade material, keeping your phone protected with no added bulk, just like there's no case there, which is nice, and it has the metal plates embedded. And if you can see here just on the picture, you can see like there's like a bottom piece and a top piece, and they kind of leave the middle open for the wireless charging to work. All right, well anyway, so take a quick look at this. The packaging is nice. It's very nice packaging. And let's see, how do I get this out of here? So this just kind of slides off. And you have the inner case, and there's a little bit of a magnet on the side of the box. Kind of pop this open. You can scan the QR code if you want to find out some more information. This is basically the case, and it is super thin. It is, you know, they say it's 0.85 millimeters, and it is thin. I don't know if you can really tell here, but it's really thin. But while it's thin, it's still pretty sturdy, right? It's not really, no, I mean, it bends a little bit, but it's not like flip-floppy. So the one thing I was really also in looking for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus is a case that I can use when I'm using it in like a smartphone gimbal, because the other cases I have are fairly thick. And if I have it in a gimbal, usually, for example, the gimbal that I was reviewing, the Hohem iSteady Mobile Plus, had a hard time with a thicker case. So this will probably work awesome with that because it's super thin, still protect the phone, but not be too bulky. 10 Plus in Aura Black. And we'll just kind of pop that in there. And yeah, it doesn't add much bulk at all. I don't know if you can see. I mean, it's fairly thin. So this does not come quite up to the screen on the side. So if you look on the side of this, it comes up just below. Get it to focus. Comes up just below the metal, the top of the metal piece where it meets the screen. So from that aspect, yeah, I mean, it's not going to add any protection on the edge of the phone. It's also not really going to add any protection on the lip of the phone. So if you do put this down face first, it's really not going to keep the phone off the table. So if you're looking for something like that, let me move this stuff out of the way. But if you're looking for, I mean, maybe it's just, yeah, it might just keep it off the table. I mean, it's hard to even tell. I can't focus on it. It's just slightly taller than the screen, so I might add just a tiny bit of, but you know, if there's stuff on the table, the screen will definitely probably still hit the stuff. So, you know, I don't look at this from the perspective of it's going to protect your phone from bumps and giant drops or, you know, really rough handling. It's really not protecting the screen that much. But what it is doing is giving you some protection on the back of the phone, the glass, the top, the top of the phone, and the bottom of the phone, from just a covering up the metal and the glass and all of that perspective, and giving you, so basically what it's doing is giving you that little bit of that extra protection there, but not making it bulky and, you know, intrusive if you're carrying it in your pocket or that sort of thing. And it adds the capability of the magnetic mount in the car or wherever you might have a magnetic mount. Yeah, so I'm really impressed with just the actual case itself. I mean, it's very precisely made to fit around the phone. You can even see here, it kind of goes around the buttons, right? So it's not covering the buttons, it just gives a little cutout there. The curvature of the cuts and everything, it just gives you enough room there. So, I mean, it is very seemingly precise. Same thing with the top. Hole cutouts are very precise. This side, there's nothing because there is no button on the side anymore on the Galaxy, at least the Note series. You can still get at the S Pen easily, right? And all the cutouts on the bottom are very well done as well. And it was easy to put on. So yeah, I'm really liking the look of this. And it's a matte finish, so it's not super slippery. So and because it comes up at least partly on the sides, it gives you a little bit of grip if you're going to pull this out of your pocket or whatnot. You know, there is something to grip onto that's not super slippery. You know, the matte finish gives it a little bit of retention ability and just when you grab at it. So that's nice. And I just really like the look of it. It's a super cool looking case. Very thin. Adds some protection. Like I said, I don't know, like in a drop test, you know, what would happen. I'm certainly not going to test it on my phone. But, you know, it may give just a little bit of added protection depending on how the phone falls. If it falls on the back or falls on these back corners, it'd probably be all right. But if it fell anywhere on the face, you know, it just depends how the force is and all of that, whether it's going to mess up your screen or whatnot. But so I just want to say I did test this in my car and it does work from the magnetic hold perspective. And I don't have a PITAKA case. I just have a slightly larger, I don't even know the brand, phone holder, magnetic phone holder in the car. And it's not one of those little circle ones, which may not work. If you have one of those little ones, it's like a tiny circle where the magnet piece is, that might not work. But I have one that's more of kind of like a larger rectangle, maybe almost the size of this, right? So the pad on the mount in my car is about this size, and this worked well with keeping the phone from jiggling around or falling off. So if you have something that's more of like a rectangular magnetic mount for the car, it definitely will work. Like I said, I don't have a smaller round one, but I've seen a lot of those where, you know, the pad is actually small and round, and I'm not really sure how that would work in this case because of just the way that they show show the metal plates in there. They're kind of, you know, two separate plates, give you some place for the wireless charging. Yes, and you probably want something that looks more like this, right? Like they're showing here. This kind of bigger rectangular shape, kind of like the one I have. So definitely that's one thing I would say. Probably with the magnetic mount, you would want something a little bit that would cover more of the surface area on the back of this, so that it doesn't you know, cause any problems. I did test it out on my wireless charger as well. I have a Samsung charger on my desk and plopped it on there, and it works fine. So all is good from the charging and holding perspective. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop those below. Consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, hitting the bell notification. This is Andrew from T is for Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.